Alright guys, Willem here, back with a new video, and in this video, I'm back with a very impromptu video here, me doing a cast reaction to the recently rumored cast of The Traitors Season 2, which is insane. Now, I will say I do think there was a point where it was a bit more insane, and straight up, I do not know a good chunk of this cast. Of the 21 members of this cast, I actually only really know 7 of them, or at least have an expanded history with 7 of them, having watched them on The Challenge, Big Brother, Survivor. There's other people on this cast that I loosely know, people that I've heard of, or maybe people that I've seen on shows a while back, but straight up, I do not know the majority of this cast, but the people that I am excited for, I am really excited for. Where from the shows that I personally care about, they got heavy hitter after heavy hitter after heavy hitter, which is why I'm as hyped for this season as I am. However, we will still be running through the entirety of the cast. Now, I will be starting it off with obviously the people that I don't know as well, and then we'll wrap up the video talking about the people I do know pretty well. So I'll be going through these initial people in alphabetical order, starting off with Bergie from Love Island, who I believe he was from a very recent season, considering I have heard of him, and I heard some not super flattering things about him, though I believe he does have a bit of a mixed reception within the fan base. I believe he's supposed to be this like nice, kind-hearted guy, but probably someone that's a bit over their head for something like The Traitors. Next up, we got Deontay Wilder, who is a boxer, which is kind of random, considering I don't believe he has any reality TV experience, but I don't know, I guess it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know how much it'll be involved in the strategic landscape of the game, but definitely feels like a unique presence for this season. We then get someone that I believe people are pretty hyped about. I've never heard of this person until now, and that is Akinsu from Love Island UK, which feels pretty random. No, obviously I expected there to be a lot of people from shows that I hadn't watched coming into this. I mean, obviously Traitors are going to be on Peacock, which is owned by NBC Universal, which has a lot of reality shows that I personally don't watch. However, I did not expect people from Love Island UK to make the show, as it does feel a bit random, as why are they on the Traitors USA and not just on the Traitors UK, but either way, I don't know. Seems people are hyped about her. I don't know anything about her outside of the fact that she won a pretty recent season of Love Island. But outside of that, again, simply just never heard of her until today. Next up, another one of the more random casting choices of the bunch. We got John Burkow, a former UK Parliament member who was Speaker of the House of Commons for the UK for 10 years, which is weird. Again, another one. Why is this person on a US reality show? I mean, that would be like as if Nancy Pelosi went on the Traitors UK. It's like just really random, but he could be fun. I mean, I've seen videos of him online, and he does seem like an interesting personality. I know he's had some controversial things about him, to where, again, don't know how likable a person he's going to be, but again, I think he could be a really interesting television character. Just one that, again, where did this casting choice come from? Next up, another reality star from a show I haven't watched. We got Kevin Kreider from Bling Empire. Now, him I've at least seen before. While I've never watched the show itself, I at least know of it. Now, again, I don't know much about him as an individual. I don't know if he is particularly good TV. I don't know if he's a dud. I really don't know that much about him, but like all these other reality stars, you would expect him to at least be able to bring competent TV, but again, not someone I'm like super hyped about in any way. Next up, we're moving on to someone that I have heard of, not until recently, but kind of funny this person's here, and that is Larsa Pippen, who is a Real Housewife, but also the ex-wife of Scottie Pippen, and also the current girlfriend of Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son, to where I know there was some controversy revolving around that, to where Michael Jordan didn't approve their relationship, and Larsa seems like a mess. Hopefully she'll be fun. I don't know how well suited she is for the Traitors in particular, but I think she should be interesting TV at least, to where definitely a casting choice I found humorous, along with the fact that the next person we'll be talking about is Marcus Jordan, her boyfriend, and also Michael Jordan's son, which is like random. This was just completely out of the blue for me. Really did not expect Michael Jordan's son to be on the Traitors, but again, I think it should be an interesting dynamic to see him and Larsa play the game together. The fact that they are obviously a couple, and a couple that is very out there, where people are going to know about it. Obviously, we saw in the Traitors UK situation where 2 people were dating pre-show, but it wasn't revealed to the other players. This is one where everyone's going to know that they're together, and I think that could be an interesting dynamic, but I don't really have much to say about him as an individual. Next up, moving on to someone that I'm at least aware of this person. It has Maxim Skrmovsky, who is from Dancing with the Stars, which, again, I remember watching Dancing with the Stars as a kid. Do I know much about him as an individual? Not really. I mean, could he do well at the Traitors? Maybe. Do I have much faith in him? Not really. I don't know too much about him as an individual, but again, I have at least heard of him, so at least there's that. We then get to someone that I don't know this person at all, never heard of this person until recently. However, I've heard very good things about this person, and that is Mercedes, aka MJ from Saws of Sunset. Again, I've heard she's a really fun presence, a bit of a mess, potentially a domineering personality, and it should be fun. Now, is she primed to be taken out early? Probably. But I think she should be a fun personality. I really like Reza, who is also from Saws of Sunset for season 1, who sadly got taken out right away. I would love to see another personality from that show take the spotlight here. But again, still don't know if she'll actually do well. Next up, moving on to a drag queen, one that, again, I was fully expecting one to make a Traitors cast at some point. I mean, we do have one on Traitors Canada, obviously, but still for Traitors US, we do have Peppermint from RuPaul's Drag Race, who I know a lot of people are super hyped about her. I don't know anything about her. I've never watched RuPaul's Drag Race in my entire life. However, the people that are big Drag Race people are really excited for Peppermint. So again, I think this should be fun. I don't fully know what to expect, but you would think that she's going to bring a really fun energy to the show, hopefully get into drama. Again, should be fun. Next up is a person that I thought I had never heard before my entire life. However, after doing a little bit of research, I've actually at least heard of him, and that is Peter Weber from The Bachelor. Now, again, just from seeing his name, I was like, who is this person? However, realizing that his nickname is Pilot Pete made me realize, oh, I have heard of this person before. Now, do I know anything about him? No, I still don't, but I've at least heard of him. So that's something, but again, don't know how well he'll do on the Traitors. And now we're wrapping up this section of the video with a lot of Housewives, which there are 4 Housewives on this season, which does feel like a bit overkill. And while they are obviously very different from each other, still, again, do we need 4 Housewives? I know that's Bravo's like biggest show, and obviously Bravo is owned by NBC, and they want to promote their own shows. But again, like a fifth of the cast being Real Housewives did feel a bit overboard. But either way, we got Phaedra Parks. I never heard of her until yesterday. I'm sure some people are pretty hyped for her. I heard that she's a pretty messy personality. I heard that she used to be very close to Candy, and then they're not as close anymore, to where, again, like, I don't know, could be fun, could not. Don't really know much about her. Next housewife we got is Sheree Whitfield, also from Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I'm sure she has some history with Phaedra. Now, I've heard that she also can be very messy, to where, again, I think they'll bring good TV, even though, again, don't know how well they'll do in the social deduction aspects of the game. I do think the Real Housewives, for the most part, will be pretty interesting TV, and I think this will be no different. Along with the final Real Housewife we'll be talking about, and that is Tamra Judge from Real Housewives of Orange County, who, again, don't know this person. I believe they have a podcast with Teddy Mellencamp, who obviously I know from Celebrity Big Brother. Supposedly she's an OG, supposedly she's a mess. Again, could be fun. I'm assuming she will be. But as of right now, again, I don't really have much to say about her. But there we go. I mean, those are the people that I don't have much of a history with. Now let's get into the people that I do have a history with. People from shows I do enjoy. And really, I'm excited about literally every single one of these people. It's pretty insane, the group of people we have here. Like, it really just feels like a fever dream. I mean, some of the who's who from some of these shows all coming together for a singular season of The Traitors, which, again, is going to be insane to watch. I will say, I do think the cast was better at a point, where it did previously have Beth from The Challenge, who I thought was a great casting choice. Someone that could be really messy TV, someone that is going to be scheming quite a bit. So again, kind of disappointed to lose her. Along with the fact that Boston Rob was on the cast at one point and got taken off, which is a massive blow considering he's obviously a massive legend of the game. And while I know some people are annoyed with how often we do see Boston Rob, I personally would have loved to see him on the Traitors, but again, it was all for naught. But anyway, let's start running through people. Starting it off with the Challenge. I'll be running through them in alphabetical order. Starting off with big name to get from the Challenge, though I will say probably the casting choice I'm the most perplexed by, and that is CT. And again, CT is one of the biggest names in the Challenge. It is incredible get to have him on a reality show, but also, I don't know how he's going to fit the Traitors. I feel like this feels like a weird pick where I cannot imagine CT actually being a traitor, and him as a faithful, I don't particularly see doing that well either. Though again, just seeing CT on the same reality show as some of the people we're about to be talking about is just an insane concept, to where either way, I'm really excited to have CT on the season, even though I don't think the Traitors is necessarily a show for him. Next up, obviously, we were always going to have him, and we have Johnny Bananas, because Johnny Bananas is on everything. But again, I mean, if you are going to get one person from the challenge to really represent the challenge, I mean, Bananas is probably that person. And like him or hate him, I personally don't even like him. I do feel like he is the perfect representative for the challenge. And again, I think it'll be really interesting to see how he holds up against these top tier Big Brother and Survivor players, to see how he plays a game in a game without challenges. Like, I think it'll be fascinating to watch Bananas, again, on the same season as some of these other people. So I'm fine with seeing Bananas here. Final challenge person here is also a pretty big surprise, someone that I am kind of excited for. Unsure about how exactly it'll go, but here we do have Trishelle. And Trishelle has always been really messy TV on the challenge. While she's only appeared on All Stars 1 of any recent season, back in the day in her older seasons, she was definitely the type of person that's going to cause a lot of drama. I don't know how it's going to fare on the Traitors. Now, I do know that she is a poker player, to where you would think she would have some level of game ability to her, especially because I believe she's also a Big Brother fan. So again, there is some things to like with Trishelle, but I do also worry just personality-wise, she's probably more in line with the type of people that aren't going to care that much about the game itself. But I'm hoping she at least brings good TV. I expect her to be kind of like a Kate from the Traitors season 1, probably having some humorous moments here and there, probably getting into some fights with some other people. So again, I think it should be fun, but again, another one that I'm not 100% sold on them as a player here. But with that, now let's get into the really, really big names. Now we're getting to people that made me make this video. Starting it off with Big Brother, and here we have Dan Gheesling, which is insane. It is insane that we're having Dan Gheesling back on reality TV in 2023. I never thought we would ever see Dan Gheesling on a reality show ever again. I mean, Dan just seems so like uninterested in playing Big Brother again, and obviously due to the fact that he has a very successful Twitch career, I never expected him to actually take the time to play a reality show again. The fact that we are going to see Dan Gheesling playing the Traitors is insane to me, but also seeing him have to play with some of these Survivor legends we're about to be talking about is also pure insanity to me. Like, I am so excited to see Dan Gheesling on this season, and I really just can't believe this is a world we're in where he's actually doing another show. Now, I will say, I don't think it's going to go well for Dan. I mean, Dan is someone that, if he is a traitor, I think will be instantly called out as a traitor, considering it's Dan Gheesling. While as a faithful, I think people are just going to assume that he is a traitor. And even if he isn't, it's like he's still a really untrustworthy player, to where, again, like, I just do not see Dan making it far in this season, but I'm still very, very excited to see him here. Now, the next Big Brother person is someone that is, again, also really big name. I will say I'm a little bit less excited for this person, considering we kind of knew this was happening. But either way, we do have Janelle. Again, Janelle, massive legend of Big Brother, really big get here, but also kind of predictable. I mean, Janelle was someone that, again, has been doing more recent reality shows. She was just on BB22. She was on Snake in the Grass. Again, not a surprise that she's on the Traitors. I believe she was even called for season 1, had to drop out. I think it was pretty clear that Janelle was going to be on this season. If you made me pick a couple people that I thought were pretty much locks for this season, Janelle would have been one of those people. So again, I'm not surprised by Janelle being here, but it's still really exciting to see Janelle here. I think it is still a great casting choice. She should be a lot of fun. Seeing her dynamic with Dan will be really interesting. Seeing her dynamic with some of these MTV vets and the Survivor players is going to be interesting. Again, I'm really excited to see Janelle here as well. I think she's a great casting choice. But now for the Survivor people, we're continuing on the insanity. We do have Parvati Shallow on the cast. Now, I will say, like Janelle, I do feel like there's a little bit of me just not being that shocked by this casting, where, again, Parvati was in the rumor mill for a very long time, and the fact that she actually made it on was not a surprise to me. She was definitely one of the people I was thinking was the most likely to make the final cut, but it's still exciting to see her here. Obviously a massive legend of the game, someone that I think will do really well on the Traitors. I would love to see Parvati play as a traitor. I think it could be really interesting. And to see her on with the next person we'll be talking about is pretty insane as well. So obviously really excited to see Parvati, but also we have to talk about the fact that we also have Sandra. And again, not a shock that Sandra is on here. While she's someone that I wasn't hearing in the rumor mill for a while, she's someone that very clearly would say yes to almost any reality show that offers to pay her enough money. And I think the Traitors is a perfect fit for her. Again, she should be fantastic TV. And again, she has a current feud with Parvati, which will be really interesting to watch, along with the fact that she also should be pretty well connected here. I know she does go to a lot of reality TV events. I think it'll be interesting to see how she maneuvers through that. Also, again, she's just a great personality. I could see her getting into arguments with the likes of Bananas, and it'll be interesting to see her dynamic with Dan. And again, this is just riveting TV. I'm really excited to see how Sandra goes on this season. Now, again, would have been better if Bossa Rob was there as well. Again, just thinking about Parvati, Bossa Rob, and Sandra all on the same season together would have been pure insanity, but still, I'll take just Parvati and Sandra. I still think it's a really interesting dynamic. And again, with that, that is the cast. Really great group of people. Again, this is just going to be insane to watch. These people I just never thought would be on a reality show together. It is just insane to me, like how this really just feels like this clash of the titans for these massive legends of reality TV. And again, ideally, like truth be told, would I want it to be a different show than Traitors? Yes, I do wish it was a more social strategy game like Big Brother or Survivor, but I'll take what I can get. I'll take the Traitors. I'm sure it'll still be a fun ride. With again, those are my thoughts on the cast. Now, I wish I had time to cover all the Traitor seasons, because I mean, there's been so many good Traitor seasons recently where AU and NZ just finished. Canada's about to start. I wish I had time to cover those shows, but I simply don't. But again, I will continue to cover the US version at least, which I believe will be coming early next year. So stay tuned for that. Beyond that, obviously, we just have so much stuff going on right now. Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race, Challenge, so much going on. So stay tuned for content on all those things. But for now, that is the video. Thank you for watching.